Hey everyone!
Everyone! Welcome to Rooted Conversations. Rooted in truth, open in conversation.
Honest conversation and real life experience help you feel seen, encouraged, and grounded.
Let's dive into this week's episode. Welcome back, everyone. How was your week?
Hey, it was great.
Yeah?
Well, I guess. How was your week?
Pretty good. It's
Great.
been busy, managing properties, man.
Yeah.
Pet sitting.
Yes.
All the things.
Yes, I get that. Managing property is a huge task. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just be with numbers all day.
Yeah.
And that's literally what I've been doing.
And that's what
all
you do.
Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good at it.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. The chief office administrator over here.
Yeah, maybe.
Telling people what to
Higher
do.
up in the world.
Yeah, we're getting there. But yeah, so like today I guess we're talking about like healing changes your standards in relationships, friendships, work, boundaries, and even how you see yourself. So like what is one standard you have now that you didn't have a few years ago, Courtney?
Ooh, that's really good. I would say one standard I have now in relationships is it needs to be like more 50-50, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Like if I'm putting in more than what they're doing, it doesn't work for me anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
I have to pull back now.
Yeah.
You know?
It almost kind of like creates a resistance,
Yeah.
a resentment too. Like, why are you not pulling your weight?
Yeah, exactly.
You see I'm busy. Like, you manage all these properties. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I don't have time to carry this relationship too.
I really don't. I need you to cook.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to eat.
We need to eat. Come on, babe.
Can you please help me with these dishes?
Yeah. Like, come on.
I feel that. Like, with our schedules, like, it's just
We're
like...
both so busy.
We're both so busy. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, where do I put this here? How can I put this person here and fit, all this
Fit
in?
it in.
I
Yeah.
mean, we both have that
We
problem.
do, and it's like if you don't fit into our lives well,
Sorry.
then it's like,
Sorry.
but yeah, and then not that we're not going to try,
No.
like we're going to put back in what we put,
Yeah.
we get back, you know.
Of course. Well,
So.
if we wanted to, we're going to make it happen.
Exactly.
That's just
Yeah.
who
If
we
I
are.
like you, if I love you, I'm gonna
be
I'm
here.
gonna move worlds for you.
Exactly.
You know? But
move time and space.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Literally. I think one standard I have now is that I no longer stay in spaces where I constantly have to prove my value. That is something huge I've learned over the last 3 years. And healing taught me that the right people won't require me to abandon myself, just to be accepted.
yeah, that's good. Like no more like people pleasing. You know?
Exactly. Because, that was a hard season for me. I gave everything I was pouring into a cup that never poured back into me.
Back into you,
And
yeah.
so it was like once I went through the healing process, and trust me, I went through multiple stages.
Yeah.
You are my witness.
Oh yeah. Through it all, baby.
Through it all. We beat a dead horse.
Thick and thin.
Thick and thin. And so, it was rough. And so I feel like the one lesson I really did pull from that was just not put myself available for everybody else.
Yeah.
So
it's smart, because once you're filling yourself up, then you can pour out to others,
Exactly. And I don't give access to people anymore.
Yeah.
Like I normally do. I used to be like, yeah, I can do this, or yeah, I can do that, and
yeah, like overextend yourself.
Overextend. Yeah. And I don't do that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I would say like pretty much the same in a lot of ways, because it's like I'm not going to keep, pouring into you if I'm not getting things back in return. It's a two-way street. And, but yeah, like healing like changes that in you though, because like before, like I would put myself in these situations where I was not cared about, or it would be left on red for days, and I thought that was normal. I'm like,
it's so not normal.
it's not normal for someone to like not talk to you every day.
Exactly.
You have to like force them to talk to you.
Wanted to, you would, right?
Yeah,
I think
crazy.
what really got me, and I even mentioned this in the book I'm writing, like I was watching this show. I don't really watch TV, okay? Like,
yeah,
we don't watch TV. We're just too busy. But like, I watched this show and this episode, and this character really stood out to me. And they said, why do people not care about me the way I care about them?
Ooh.
Like, I have a genuine heart and I would do anything for the people I love, but why do they not do it back for me? And that hit me hard.
Yeah, you're like, ooh.
I was like gut wrenching. I was like, I felt that, because that's so true. But I mean, like healing makes you see things so differently.
It really does.
You know, and sometimes healing doesn't make you harder, it makes you more aware, right?
Yeah.
Like when you start healing, you begin noticing things you used to ignore.
Yeah, like red flags, inconsistency, kind of like what I just said.
Yep.
Emotional exhaustion.
That is facts.
It's like, if you're causing me more stress than good, then what are you doing? You know?
Give me antsy feelings and like you're high strong. Like, I don't do that now. Like, I am one of the calmest people now. You know, and so it's just like, why?
Yeah, I'm not gonna let every little thing stress me out.
Exactly.
You know, it's not worth it for my nervous system.
Oh, one thing I will say that I do not, that I begin noticing, like, if you're not open-minded to like what someone else says with an open genuine heart, like, and you're just like, no, I know it all, I'm like,
I know
I'm
more
out.
than you, and you're like,
I'm
no,
out.
maybe you could learn something. Yeah,
I'm already out, like,
done.
And I don't mean that in like the most harsh way, but it's like that's over like a period of time, of course, too.
Yeah,
but like I think that also goes into like unhealthy patterns. Yeah, it's huge. Or one-sided relationships. Girl.
Yeah, I've been in those before.
Oh, for real. And it's not
unfortunately.
healthy.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us confuse like chaos with passion, truthfully. I think we think like anxiety is meant to be like loved or love. We normalize consistency, like overthinking and walking on eggshells and accepting like the bare minimum because it feels familiar, right?
Yeah, I didn't know better. You know, my first few relationships, I was just like, oh, is this normal that I'm being treated like crap? You know?
Yeah, for real.
And I just accepted it. You know, even my book is called Room for Your Chaos, which is not... It's not a good thing though. Like it's a story, whatever. But it's like I think I did confuse, chaos with passion, and now I'm writing about it. I did too.
So, but I love that we both did, and now we're writing about it.
Yeah, like we're gonna learn from it.
We are.
You know.
And so I think like one of the biggest thing is like that doesn't change your perspective, like on the positive side. I think it just enhances it, right?
Yeah.
But healing changes your perspective in general, right?
Yeah.
I think you realize like peace is healthy. Like consistency matters. Like your self-worth changes what you tolerate.
Yeah, you don't put up with the red flags or the inconsistency anymore.
Exactly. And then you realize like, oh, I'm getting treated like crap. They're not valuing what I'm saying. You're automatically like, no, this ain't for me, right?
Yeah.
And so like I think that potential alone says a lot.
It does.
But potential in someone else is not enough.
It's not enough. Yeah, you can't live in, that reality might never come true, and you have to be okay with that. You know, you have to accept people as they are right now in this moment.
You gotta meet people where you're at.
Yeah.
But that's very huge.
Yeah, I would say, like sometimes people say you've changed when really you just stopped abandoning yourself to keep everyone else comfortable.
Yikes. That's so good.
What do you think you normalize before healing?
What I normalize before healing? I think for me, like I would trust my gut the first time, when I think, oh, it's off, it is. And that is facts, because I used to ignore it because like when I was in that relationship for so long, the last 2 serious ones I was in, my gut would like tell me, and I've noticed my gut does not lie. That it's like your discernment, as we say.
Yeah, for sure.
And so like it made me realize like if it's off, it is more like it's 99.9%.
Trust your gut, trust your intuition.
And if it is, can go ahead and confront it. I'd rather look stupid and have to apologize after than being a fool. But I think it just made me more aware.
That's good. I would definitely say like I normalize like being mistreated, and I like romanticize like red flags, where I didn't realize that they were red flags in the past, like just with the inconsistency or like bad behavior or just different things, but now like I learned to see it on the first try instead of the 10th, and I broke the cycle because I would just keep, I would see the same patterns happening in, each of my relationships. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to let this happen anymore.
For sure. And that's important.
But it takes time to heal, learn to know yourself, heal your wounds,
Exactly.
It doesn't happen overnight.
It does not happen overnight. And I think like having standard doesn't mean like expecting like perfection. There's a difference between like a healthy standard, right, and then trying to like control people.
Ooh, yeah,
So
I've definitely tried to control people in the
yeah.
past. And it doesn't work out well.
It doesn't, help, and it doesn't help you in the long run. If you think about it, it just brings more chaos and stress and heartbreak to you. And I think, like, standards are really about just, like, what brings you peace and stability, respect. What about, like, emotional safety in your life? I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Someone who's in line with you, like, control is like just trying to force people becoming someone they're not. And that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
It's like, I can only control myself, I mean, when you try to control somebody else, it doesn't go well. You might be able to control them for a period, but they're their own human with their own free will.
Exactly. No, you're right. And then I would say, like, my personal experience and my, my marriage, my ex-husband and I, like, I was like, why are you not doing this? Like, you're the man, right? Like, you're the man of this house. Why are you not doing this? Or, like, why are you acting this way? Like, you're a husband, you know what I mean? Like, and I was just forcing somebody who didn't want to do that. Yeah. And it was just like,
when somebody fully loves you, they do that without hesitation.
Exactly. And I think that's
not that they're not going to mess up, but they're going to love you back into healing,
Yeah, for sure. I think it was a lot of more of, like, felt expectations on that part. Yeah. But, like, that also, like, taught me that, like, chemistry, like, cannot be enough. Honestly.
No,
like, healing teaches you that, like, attraction alone isn't enough. Yeah. And so when you realize that, like, attraction, the chemistry, it can be really strong. But if it's not in line, it's, like, not healthy for you at all.
It becomes toxic, Because at some point, you stop looking only at, like, words, charm, potential, or just surface attraction. Like, oh my gosh, she's so hot. But it's like, what's underneath, though?
Yeah, for sure. I do not look for that anymore. Yeah. Like, I want someone who's consistent. I want someone who is, like, showing effort. Yeah. Someone who is emotionally there. Maturely.
Say it for the people in the back.
I cannot deal with someone else who is disconnected emotionally. Yeah. Like, I just can't do that. Or accountability. Yeah. I won't tolerate it. And I have to find someone who is aligned with me. Yeah. Like, alignment matters. Because, like, effort matters, right? Yeah. Like, people make time for what matters to them. And emotional maturity becomes more attractive than just someone who's temporarily excited, or excitement of that person.
Yeah. Because like, that'll fade.
Yeah. The lust, right? I think some people call standards too much, though. What do you think? Like, just simply because, like, it benefits from you having none before.
Yeah. And it's like, standards aren't being too much. And if somebody thinks that, they're not the person for you.
Exactly.
You should have standards.
For sure.
You should have morals. You should, like, you're not just going to go around with anybody,
Exactly. I really want to hear, like, from our listeners, though, like, what matters to you? Like, does your values have to match? Like, does your lifestyle, align? Like, can we communicate in a healthy way? Like, I want to know what they think too on that.
Yeah. Do you guys feel safe, respected, and supported? Is that something that you look for,
or like, when not
you're finding alignment?
Yeah. Or not just, like, chemistry, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I guess...
Or do you just care about chemistry? You want to know, like, what's important to you?
I genuinely want to know, right? Yeah. And so, like, I think what matters more now, like, thinking about it, do you guys, like, want chemistry or do you want consistency? Ooh. That's a big one I really want to know from our listeners. Like, I really do.
That's good, because I feel like I've definitely gone for chemistry in the past because it's fun, it's intoxicating, it's thrilling, like...
It's like a high.
It gets, you literally get high off of it,
Like a dopamine hit.
Yeah, and it's fun for a while. I'm not, I can't even lie about it. It feels good, but if it's not built, if there's not consistency, built with it, then it's not healthy and it's not going to last. It's like a short flame. It's going to burn out. But if you got to keep adding, like, fuel and with the consistency. Yeah, exactly.
I think consistency and alignment would be, for me, Just because like chemistry can like pull people together temporarily, like I'm a full witness to that. But alignment is really what helps relationships last.
Yeah.
You know? And like standards aren't about being difficult, right? They're about, you know, pulling things together. They're about no longer settling for what disrupts your peace, right? You're wanting consistency. Like, it's not asking for much if you think about it.
Yeah, it's not too much, you know. With the right person, it's not too much.
It's not too much.
Yeah. And then let's talk about now, you know, like, you know, healing can change friendships too. You know, healing doesn't just change your relationships, it changes your friendships too. Like, as you grow, you start realizing not every friendship is healthy just because it's familiar or long term. That's something I've had to learn in the past too, you know, because sometimes they're just built on survival, convenience, trauma bonding. Right in the gut there. Or, you know, the version of yourself that you just constantly overgave.
Exactly. I think like healing makes you pay attention to how people make you feel.
Yeah.
I really look for like, do you feel safe or drained? Like, that's something I ask myself. Like, when I'm talking to somebody, like, I'm potentially want to be with, you know, do I feel safe with this
or
person?
With friendships. It's like, how do I feel afterwards, you know?
Especially with friendships. Like, do I feel safe? Do I feel drained? I think for me, like, more with friendships, I want to feel supported. Yeah. And I'm not competing with them. I think that's huge for me because, like, I'm such a girl's girl, and I'm just like, your success is my success, and I want that more than anything.
Yeah, but a lot of women aren't like that, though. I feel like a lot of friendships I've had, it is very, like, competitive. I'm like, I'm not in competition with you. I want you to succeed, too. Yeah. You know, and it's really hard when you have that mindset, and then the other person has the other mindset, because it's really easy to get dragged down. Yeah. To view it the same way.
And when I see that, like, I'm like, y'all, what are y'all doing? Like, this is sad. Yeah. Like, you don't want this. Like, there's no way you truly want this deep down, right?
I know, yeah.
Like, you don't lower somebody else and don't try to hurt someone up just to push yourself up. Yeah. That's evil. Yeah. You know, like, if you genuinely have a kind heart and you want what's best for people, like, don't do that, right? No. But I think, like, you have to constantly have to be comfortable with yourself or, like, pressure yourself to get yourself going. Right?
You know, and don't shrink yourself.
Exactly.
You know?
Don't shrink yourself. Or, like, my thing is like, do you feel seen or do you only feel useful like a convenience store?
Ooh, yeah.
If you're a convenience store, it's time to go.
Like, if you're the only one constantly reaching out or making plans and the other person just doesn't do that first too, then it's like, oh, I'm just here when you need something.
Exactly.
You know?
I think being valued honestly more and not having like fake support, like not the surface fake level loyalty, right? Yeah. Not people who are going to disappear
like a hype man or whatever
when life gets hard, but return when things get good again. Yeah. I don't want that in my life.
Yeah, they only stay for the good parts, but not through, you know,
the bad,
the hell. Going through hell and back.
Exactly,
you know?
Literally. Yeah. Like, I want to live life with people. I want to do life with people. I make sure once I meet somebody, like, I'm gonna try and remember their names. You know what I mean? That's important to me.
It shows that, like, they're important to you.
Exactly.
You know?
Like, healthy friendships start feeling, like, less competitive. That's important to me. Yeah. And it's more peaceful. Like you were just talking about. Like, your win's my win, Courtney. Yeah. All the time.
And vice versa. You know? Like, we're not jealous of each other.
No.
It's... we're a team.
We are a team. And I don't, like, that's the thing, like, for me, like, I love our girls so much. Like, when they win, I'm like, we won! We did it! You know? Like, it's nothing bad. And I think that's great. Like, I think friendships should not be built around gossip or comparison or consistent chaos.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the hardest parts of growth, though, was like realizing that some people only had access to you because, like, you lack those boundaries. Oof, yeah. You're like, hey, don't talk about them. Like, that's not okay.
That's not cool.
You got a problem, go talk to them. Yeah. If you want me to be there and support you, sure.
I'll do that, you know, but I'm not going to sit here and gossip. No. You know, because it's so easy to fall into the trap of gossip.
Or comparison.
Yeah. Oh.
Courtney, you have a hot tub. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Girl, when can I come over?
Yeah, come on over tomorrow. I don't know. It's always open.
Girl, you know it.
It's got cool lights.
Yes. And music.
Yeah, and
It's
music.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, see, why? Like, there's no sense in
There's
that.
no, yeah, what's mine is yours, honestly.
For
you know?
real. You want my car? Cool, go drive it.
Yeah. But we've built that level of friendship
Yeah.
up. That's not just for anyone.
Exactly.
You know? Like, because sometimes people will use you for what you have or
and
whatever. And
I'm not here for that. You know, like,
Yeah.
like, we are here for each other. Like, I'm just using our friendship as an example. Like, hey, do you need me to come with you to the doctor? Okay, what did I say? Let's talk this out. You know, like,
I call you after my doctor's appointments.
We
I've had
really
so
do.
many. I'm like, this is what happened.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
freaking out.
This is a great process. This is what we know now. Let's move forward. Okay,
Yeah.
this is better. We didn't have nothing to start with, you know?
I know, yeah, it might not be where we need to be yet, but we're one step closer.
Exactly.
You know?
But I think, like, healing does teach you, like, not everyone, like, deserves that full access to your life, right?
Yeah,
like,
knowing who does and who doesn't.
Yeah, and you can get that vibe, like, once you talk to them, and the proximity doesn't equal alignment.
Yeah,
and
just
then,
because you're close, yeah, it doesn't mean
no,
you're on the same page.
I will drive an hour for you.
Yes,
probably. I would try 12.
Yeah, honestly, we
I'll
would.
fly.
Yeah,
I'll
fly.
And like, yes, but I also don't think like history alone is enough to sustain connection.
Yeah,
if you're not putting the effort, you're not calling, and you truly love and care about that person, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about this, you know, a couple podcasts ago.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're growing and the other person stays stuck, it's okay to move on, as much as that can hurt, you know?
Yeah. And as your self-worth grows, your circle may become smaller, but it's deeper and safer and it's more genuine, like ours.
It is,
you know? And I wouldn't have it any other way, because, like, I feel like all of us are like a team.
Yeah, like, I'd rather have a few genuine, like, rooted friendships instead of, like, a million, you know, fair weather friends.
For sure.
You know?
For sure. And, like, what qualities matter most to you in a friendship now, Courtney?
Yeah, I would definitely say integrity. Like, take accountability, you know, for like, for what you do. You know, do what you're gonna say, or like, and don't lie about things. You know, because I put up with like lying in friendships before, and I'm like, that's not actually good. You know?
What you do?
And again, we talked about not being competitive. That's such a huge thing for me now, because I feel like in a lot of my friendships, it did feel very competitive, and it's draining. You know, and like, I don't, like, another thing is, like, I don't want to be friends with somebody that's going to be draining me. I want us to bring life to each other. Exactly. Not that we need to be with each other 24/7, but like, I want us to feel better after we've been with each other. Exactly. You know, and build each other up, like, in our faith and our passions and our creativities. You know, like, it's not just surface level friendships, you know, because I'm not a drinker anymore, you know, I'm not out partying, I'm not going to bars. Like, listen, I want to have more quiet nights with my friends. I don't know, like, more meaningful. Exactly. Yeah, you know,
I want to hang out. Like, I want to have movie nights and stuff. Like, last time we went out to eat and we had a drink, it was just rough. You know?
We tried.
We
tried. I think when we had 2 drinks max, and we were like, that was too much.
That was it. That was it. But I think, like, for me, I have a list.
Yeah, of course you do.
I brought my list. Y'all ready for it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so first I would say consistency. Like, people who show up the same privately and publicly. Yeah. Like, the people you see on my Instagram or, like, any of my social medias, that's who I'm doing life with, right? Yeah. Emotional safety. That is something very huge for me, because I had to heal really a lot of me this last season. Yeah. I think I just love friendships where I'm not judged. I'm not manipulated, and I don't feel anxious, right? So that's something, like, really huge for me. And you were talking about honesty. That's one on my list too.
Yeah, like, it's important.
Exactly. Like, people who are willing to tell me the truth and tell me, like, straight up, like, don't keep it from me. I can't read your mind, right? And so, like, people who...
And, like, don't talk behind my back.
Exactly.
You know? Say it to my face.
Tell me. Like, I'm a big girl. I can take it.
Yeah. You know? And, like... Say it nicely, but, you know. Yeah.
You know? Oh, like, today, like, at work, you know, my engineer came. He said, hey, Vic, this is what happened. And I said, of course I did.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course I did. You know? I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. Can you show me so I can fix it?
Right. Yeah.
And so, like, that's what I mean. Like, if I did something wrong, please correct me. Like, I'm open-minded to it. I think mutual effort is huge for me. I don't want to be the one that's carrying all the weight. Like,
Yeah.
that is huge for me. If I feel like I'm constantly calling you, I'm constantly texting you, I'm out.
Yeah, because you're putting in more effort than the other person
Exactly.
is. Yeah.
I think accountability, like we were just talking about, friends who can apologize and grow and then communicate maturely. If I don't understand, like, you girls are so great at, like, putting it in different ways to help me understand. I'm like, okay, I still don't understand. Like, can you say it a different way? Or
Yeah.
And you guys also, what's great is, okay, let me explain it this way. And I'm like, oh,
I get it
now.
Yeah.
It may take a few times, but, you know, like, I really want to listen to understand. And vice versa, I think, with you guys. I mean, it really shows.
Yeah.
Peace is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Friendships that feel grounded instead of emotional exhaustion.
Yeah.
Again,
Mm-hmm.
support without competition, like we were just talking about. People who genuinely celebrate your growth.
Yeah.
regardless. You know, even
Yeah.
if it's a small win. Hey, a win's
A
a win.
win!
Listen,
You know?
a win's
Come
a
on,
win.
yeah.
Come on. Integrity, loyalty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, not blind loyalty,
That's
but
big for us. Yeah.
trustworthy character. Like, if I know something happened, like, I know you're gonna come get me. Like,
Yeah.
without
Oh,
a doubt.
absolutely. I'm like, where you at?
Where you
know?
at? You got my location.
Yeah,
girl.
I'm
coming. Respect for boundaries. Like, when we're exhausted, like, hey, I don't feel good, I have to stop. Okay, that's great.
Yeah,
You know,
no problem.
No big deal.
You know?
We understand that, like, access doesn't equal entitlement. That
Yeah.
is huge for me. And I think the genuine presence of people who check on you besides just being on your social media, that's great.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we have a lot of views. Like, 20,000 views
Yeah.
a week, and it's just a lot. And so, I mean, it's important to me. So, like, as I healed, like, I stopped asking, like, who likes me, you know, and I started really asking, like, who feels safe, who's honest with me, who's aligned in my life.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't need perfect friendships anymore. I just need genuine ones.
Yes. You know, so if it's not genuine, like, what are we even doing, you know?
Yeah. And I think, like, access to me became more valuable once I learned my worth.
Yeah.
I'm not settling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like an open door for everyone anymore.
Exactly.
You know? So let's now talk about the lonely part of growth.
Oh, you're going to hit it where it hurts.
Ooh,
You're going to hit it where it hurts. I think, like, healing can feel isolating before it's freeing.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that.
Because you got to kind of do a lot of healing internally, which you have to do that by yourself sometimes. It's not with others, you know?
And I think, like, that's one of the hardest parts about growth, is that no one really talks about how lonely it can feel in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And it comes in waves.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hard waves,
Yeah.
too. Sometimes it's like, oh, here's a little wave. And then here's like, oh, here's a medium one.
Yeah.
And here's like, oh,
here's
this
the big daddy wave. Yeah.
For sure.
It knocks you out. The undertow pulls you under.
I'm not okay. Or like me a few days ago, I'm so angry. You know, but I think, like, that's requires a lot of healing, right?
Yeah, no, it does, you know?
Healing often requires, like, letting go of, like, old habits and old relationships, the old version of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that one.
Letting it go with love, 'cause
Yeah.
it's hard, you know?
That was hard for me. I don't know about you, but I think that was hard for me this last season.
Yeah.
Like, that person is dead, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Like, that Victoria last year, she's not
R.I.P.
here. R.I.P. We're gonna have to do a little ceremony. Get a fish.
Yeah. That's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke.
Yeah.
But I think, like, unhealthy environments too, and, like, survival mindsets, you have to let go of them. And
You do. Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, sometimes even when it's necessary, like, the loss still hurts.
It does. And that's okay to admit that, you know? Like, just because it needs to go doesn't mean it's not going to hurt.
That's so
you
true.
know?
That's so true. And there's also this, like, strange in-between phase where you're outgrowing your old life, right? But you haven't really stepped into the new person or the new version of yourself yet.
Yeah, and that in-between space is difficult, you know? Because you're trying to navigate new waters, but you don't know exactly where these new waters are in a way, and sometimes, you know?
And I think that season can feel confusing.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see how it feels, like, isolating, because, like, people around you may not fully understand those changes yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, exactly, because they know you as who you were before, you know?
Yeah. And some people become uncomfortable when you stop settling, or, like, stop overgiving, or stop needing validation the way you once did.
Yeah.
That's huge.
You know, and like growth can expose relationships that were only comfortable when you stayed small.
Ooh, you're gonna hit me where it hurts.
You know, and like in healing sometimes means learning how to be alone without rushing to fill the silence with distractions, unhealthy relationships, or temporary comfort. That's definitely something I had to learn, because I could not be alone. I hated doing things by myself. Like the last few years I've like learned how to be okay just hanging out with myself, you know, and not needing a constant distraction or a person or alcohol or whatever, you know, to fill the void, you know.
I get that, because like being alone and being lonely are not always like the same thing, but they definitely can like coexist.
Yeah.
And like you can feel alone around so many people.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times like I'm sitting there and I'm like, these people do not get me.
Yeah.
You know, and like they don't understand. And then like being lonely, that's a whole different episode that we could do.
Because, yeah, honestly, like, that's a good one.
That's a good one, because like being lonely, it's hard.
Yeah.
You're like literally by yourself and you have to sit in those thoughts.
Yeah. You have to be able to face it, or you just escape from it, which is not healthy, you know. But until you learn not to keep escaping, you know, then that's where the healing can truly begin.
I think sometimes solitude is where like clarity happens, though. I think don't run from it.
No. And face it head on, you know?
Yeah, don't run from your problems. And that's something I've really had to digest myself, is that like you can't run away, you gotta face it. And I am so quick to distract myself. I'm like, if I have to sit down, then I have to sit down with all these issues that I have to really like confront, and I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
You know? But I think that's important, because then like your confidence rebuilds when you do that. Your peace returns. Your identity forms again.
Mm-hmm. That's so good. You know, like healing teaches you how to sit with yourself long enough to truly know yourself.
Ooh, that's really good, Courtney.
Yeah.
That's so true.
So, do you think did healing ever like feel lonely for you?
Yeah, I would say it did. Like, absolutely. Yeah, it did. Like, absolutely. I think, like, healing can feel incredibly lonely, because, like, the growth often separates you from the things, like, and people and the versions of yourself that you felt familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes you're grieving relationships, right? While also grieving who you used to be. And you start realizing, like, certain connections only worked when you stayed quiet.
Yeah.
When you did not, like, overextended yourself or ignored your own needs. Like, there was also a season of healing, like, where people don't understand where they can fully relate to this. Like, you're not your old self anymore.
Yeah.
But you haven't really stepped into the new one yet. And that in-between phase is so isolating. Well, for me, it was isolating.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I lost friendships. The routine. I caught myself in so many routines where I was driving to where I was supposed to go. I'm like, I have to turn around. This is not where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
This isn't my home anymore.
You have a new normal.
Exactly.
You know?
Or, like, environments. Oh, my gosh. Environments are, like, hard at first. Because like,
they're so triggering.
They are triggering. I'm like, oh, we used to do this here. We used to do this there. And, oh, this is where it was. It's like, but I'm so grateful that we've redeemed a lot of those.
Yes. Yeah.
Praise the Lord, PTL. Validation was hard. Validation was hard. Like, I felt like I really needed someone in my ear saying, hey, you got this. Hey, you needed it. And I'm like, no, I'm the one that had to go to God first. And that brought me out of, like, the comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I think, like, and sometimes people misunderstand, like, your boundaries, right? Or, like, your distance and the growth. Because, like, they're more comfortable with the version that you required, like, really less of you. The less accountability from them. Mm-hmm. Where you didn't hold them accountable. And you did not have, like, boundaries in place. But loneliness during healing isn't, like, a always sign that you're going backwards. And I know it can feel like you're going backwards.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see that at the time.
And healing's not linear, you know?
Yeah. It's not even horizontal. Like, it's not vertical, horizontal. Like, it's not. It
goes up and down.
All the time. But I think you just really need to, like, sometimes take a step back and just realize, like, this is the evidence in your life that it's changing, and it may be the best chapter of your whole life, because like healing, it did felt lonely. Like, it really did. Like, it felt like I had to really stop putting things on the back burner
back burner and like stop forcing connections that no longer align with me.
Yeah.
Because the more I stepped back, the more I was able to see like, yeah, this makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, this person is really ugly. Like their character is really ugly.
Yeah.
Not who they are, but like their character is.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't
Which is more
want
important
that.
than the looks. Yeah.
And I'm like, and this is like from someone who's like, oh, I love you. I would do anything for you. And you're just sitting there and you're like, the more you step back, like the rose colored glasses you talk about, like we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this isn't a good person.
Mm-hmm.
What was I do? You know? But I mean, I think honestly though, like, but over time, the loneliness turned into peace. Like I can sit there.
Amazing how God can do that. You
Exactly. And like I think I can just sit there. I sit there now and I'm just like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I can write, or I can write music. I can call Courtney.
Yeah.
You know, I can call Carlos. I can call Kieran.
Yeah.
Or Alyssa, April, Cassie. You know, like I can actually sit there. But I think some people were comfortable with the version of me that was still abating myself.
Yeah.
I really do. And I think like standards are no longer about perfection. They're about alignment, peace, and emotional safety. Which I think that's also brings us to like what standards really mean now.
Yeah, that's good. You know, because like as you heal, your standards begin changing in every area of life. Not because you think you're better than people, but because you finally understand what protects your peace.
Ooh, that's so good.
You know, and like in dating, you know, standards become less about surface attraction and more about consistency, communication, emotional maturity, honesty, you know, and like feeling safe instead of confused. Because, I mean, I know I've experienced that. Like, it's like, oh, why am I constantly feeling confused? You know, like someone's making you feel confused, take that as a no.
Yeah, for sure.
Take it as a no.
Take it as a no. And friendships, like you really stop valuing assets over alignment, right? And you begin to protect your energy and choose relationship that genuinely feel genuine instead of being draining.
Yeah.
And I think like in business and work, those standards can look like respecting your time, valuing your worth, protecting your mental health.
That's a big one.
Please walk away from your desk.
Yeah, it's good to get outside and take your breaks, you know. If your job is not letting you take your breaks, that's a problem.
Exactly. I go around to all of the places. I'm like, please leave your desk.
Yeah,
I mean, please. Did you take your lunch?
Don't burn yourself out. You know.
Yes. How can I help you? Hey, let's go on a walk. You know, is what I was saying.
That's so good.
Yeah.
You're a good boss.
Oh, thanks. But I think that's important, and like no longer overworking just to prove yourself. I want you out at 5.
Yeah, that's so good. So many like bosses and managers don't think that way.
It'll be there when you get back. I promise.
You know,
go spend time with your
It's not
family.
life or death unless you're in medical. Is probably not
different.
life or death.
Exactly.
You know.
But like surround yourself with people who align with your vision and values. I think that's extremely important.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know, and healing also changes family dynamics. Sometimes, sometimes growth means learning boundaries are healthy. You know, that's hard in like family dynamics, like with grandmas, aunts, dads, moms, whatever, you know, cousins, you know, it's hard.
Everyone has to be an alpha.
Yeah, and they'll like see you as like you were as like a child or when you were younger, and they can't always see you as you are now.
Oh, that's a podcast.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Let's go. You know, and also like love doesn't require abandonment.
Yeah.
You know, and then also you can love people without allowing harmful behavior to continue. Like if someone in your family isn't treating you right and you've, try to talk to them about it, you can love them from a distance, and that's okay. Or you only see them at family gatherings or whatnot, like you don't need to have like a personal close relationship just because they're family. If they're toxic and they're hurting you and you've tried to talk to them about it and they're not listening, it's okay. I think it's 100% okay to take a step back.
I agree with you. Boundaries are important.
Yeah. And one of the biggest shifts is the standards like you hold for yourself.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think because you begin to expect more from yourself, like a healthier communication, like emotional accountability, like self-respect, consistency, peace instead of chaos, like we always talk about, and like rest instead of constantly being in survival mode. That's huge.
It is big, and at some point you stop performing for approval and start building a life that actually feels healthy to live in.
Yes.
Because healing teaches you peace is more valuable than proving yourself.
That's so great.
Yeah.
I love my life now.
Yes.
I genuinely love my life.
That's so good, and you should.
Yeah.
You know?
I love it.
It took time to get there, but
we did it.
Beauty's in the journey.
I did it.
You know?
Yeah. And I know you do too as well.
Yes, for sure.
What area of your life changed the most after healing for you, Courtney?
I would say I'm more outspoken now. I don't shrink myself or quiet my needs just to make other people happy.
Exactly.
You know? Like, as before, I would just people please, you know? Oh, what if they don't like me? What if I make them mad by what I need? And it's like, you matter. Like, I matter too. Yeah. You know? The other person matters and I matter as well, you know? And as long as I'm stating my boundaries, you know, in a healthy way, I think that's okay, you know? Because I'm, like, you know, I physically, with my health right now, I'm unable to overextend myself, you know? And like, even though my health frustrates me and stuff, like, it has also taught me to take care of myself better, you know? And to, like, speak my truth, you know? As you should. And if that's what it's teaching me, then I'm grateful for it, you know? But, you know, it takes time. It does. And, you know, healing is important.
It is so important. And then you realize, like, I don't know who that person was 3 months ago.
Yeah. You know, even if it was in January, I'm like,
wait, who?
Don't know her. But, like, what about you?
I think, honestly, the area of my life that changed the most after healing was how I viewed myself and the relationships around me. Wow. Before healing, I really normalized overextending. I did it in my last marriage. I did it in my friendships, my family members, and over-explaining. I would over-explain because I did not feel like my point was being heard. I would always get you're circularly reasoning, you know? You're circularly reasoning. You're not, you know, you're not making your point. And I'm like, I'm trying so hard and you're not making me feel seen or heard or valued.
Yeah.
And it was just dismissed. So I learned that it was just me being dismissed. And so, like, carrying emotional weight that was never truly fully mine was huge. I stayed loyal to people and specifically that situation long after it stopped being healthy, because I believe, like, love really meant, like, sacrificing things to keep things together.
Right.
You know, especially in a marriage or in a friendship or at work, you know?
Yeah.
But healing changed that for me. It really did. It taught me, like, peace matters. And, like, emotional safety matters.
Right.
The consistency matters.
Yeah.
The 50-50 matters.
Yes.
I stopped viewing boundaries as guilt and started viewing myself as, like, self-respect.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest shift for me was realizing that I didn't have to abandon myself just to be loved by someone or accepted by someone.
Yeah.
Or even to be chosen, you know, anymore, because I'm already chosen.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen and amen. And so, he chose us even before the world was made, baby.
He knew my name.
Yes.
You know, and so, like, I value myself and I view alignment more than anything, and I pay so closely attention to it now. And honesty more than an image.
Yeah.
And peace more than just a performance.
That's so good.
So,
yeah.
You know, but I think healing changes your standards because healing changes how you see yourself.
Yes.
And once you really truly know your worth, it becomes harder to stay in places that dishonors it.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that.
It's so good.
It's good.
That is so great.
You know, if this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who's growing through a healing season. Follow, subscribe, comment, and let us know what standards changed for you after healing.
We can't wait to hear what your thoughts are and your stories.
Yeah.
And so, but we'll see you next Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for Rooted Conversations.
Until next time, stay rooted in truth and open in conversation while navigating real life.